Okay, I don't think I mentioned that the HVAC condensing unit is a 3-ton system in the upcoming video. I didn't shoot these in linear, but if I did, then it won't hurt you to hear it twice. This is a 3-ton system. I did mention that the disconnect has been sealed on its sides and top, but we've got something of a gap right in here, so some of this sealant, okay, it needs to be resealed right there to keep water. The reason why that sealant's there is to keep water from getting back into the back of the bricks. And then come along here, same thing. This is the main electric service disconnect, and then it needs to be resealed here and here. See that? Think water can get in there? I do. And then the meter itself was never sealed. And it should be sealed on 3 sides as well. The power comes up beneath the ground. We have a grounding rod here, and inside the wall we also have a UFER, is what they're called. So we got our 2 methods of grounding within 6 feet. That's a good thing. Now this is kind of a curious statement here, but L1 and L2 coming into the home should have a neoprene or a rubber boot around them to keep people from reaching in and getting shocked like that. Now, if you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this box. I get that. Now here's the irony. All right, they're not required here. They're only required there. And then inside, they're not required there either. This is the main electric service disconnect. We have 200 amps. So we'll just kind of move on along here. And the leads are too long on L1 and L2. That's my notes. Now I asked for all this to be moved. I guess it was too much to ask for. But we're going to make it anyway. This is what's known as the load center. Some people think they call it the breaker box, electric service panel, call it what you will. And it's got a main disconnect as well. So that's kind of redundant, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anything to be redundant. That's a good thing. L1 and L2 are not, and they don't have to be covered. They don't have to be covered. This is the second grounding. This is this UFER right here in the wall. And it also doubles as the bonding because this is going to be a PEX system, no doubt. Okay. Regardless, the bonding location is not labeled inside of here. All right. We have AFCIs. Now, one thing we don't have is we do not have a GFCI on the condensing unit is properly fused. We do not have a GFCI on the condensing unit, which is the new code, which is also the old code because they took it off. They're having problems with that. So depending on when an inspector shows up, will depend on whether a GFCI is supposed to be on your condensing unit. Now, you do not have GFCIs on your laundry equipment, and you're supposed to have that as well. So I guess it's laundry. We got, it might be gas dryer. There you go, making assumptions. Dryer right there. Also, you see this? This is handwriting. See this? This is printing. All these circuits are supposed to be printed, not handwritten. So, and then this cabinet was screwed in. Screws are fast and tight. I get that. Throw some screws in it, Philip. We're going to the beer store. Oh, Doug, you're the fastest guy in the shop. I know. I'm getting a raise next week. But okay, screws are faster and tighter, but nails have more shear strength. All right, you ever try to tear apart a tree house? Those kids, they build those things and you can't get them out of your yard for nothing. Okay, screws do not have the shear strength that nails do. So if this structure was to experience a tornado, for example, or earthquake, if a tornado blows up your garage, you've already got a bad day. We get that. But if the cabinet had been nailed in place rather than screwed in place, it would stand a better chance of staying in place, safely in place. Probably won't, but at least you got a fighting chance. At least you got a prayer and a hope. With the screws, this is just gonna pop out. It's gonna pop out. So, that's what that's about. And so what did we learn? We learned that the bonding location is not labeled. We learned that it's hand printed. We learned that we don't have the protective booties over on the other side of the wall, and the leads are too long as well on the other side of the wall. We learned that the cabinet was screwed in instead of nailed in. That's about it. For electrical, I mean, I'm not apologizing for my work. I'm not giving discounts today. But I've seen a whole lot worse every other day of this week. This is the best box of the week on Friday.